Yeah, you can go on.
Okay.
Senator Council.
He says, Sawubona, Minister. You both from KZN.
No, you can move on.
It says, Sawubona, Minister. Please forgive for writing this message directly, but I feel that I must respectfully request a meeting in order to deal with internal issues within our organization, which affects me and my family, and has a potential of destabilizing our crime-fighting efforts. I tried to reach out through Ngabindi in his private capacity early in January this year, and later I spoke to him in his capacity as Chief of Staff. And again, I had a special request to the National Commissioner to try and secure the meeting before our appearance before the Portfolio Committee and Police. This situation is escalating, and it has a potential of demoralizing our hard-working members, and there are even politicians that are using these social media posts to sow divisions within the SAPS. I do not like what's happening. Hence, I feel that the minister must call us into a meeting.
Yeah, I'm sympathetic to the time. I acknowledge the letter. I have it.
Can I just finish reading it?
Oh, okay.
So that we can iron out everything that is dominating the media space. I do not like, it is my plea that the minister calls the National Commissioner, Lieutenant General Sabia, Lieutenant General Kumalo, myself, Major General Khan, Mr. Nkabinde, and Mr. Brown Mkhwanazi in order to get to the bottom of the problem. It is the prerogative of the minister to invite the executive director, IPID, if he feels it necessary. I have requested to take a vacation leave tomorrow and Friday, but I can make time if the minister decides to meet this week. I hope my request will be favorably received, I take it. And then your response. This is your response. Your WhatsApp message was received, will revert at some point.
Okay. You have asked me two questions. General Masimula's response and the request by General Mkhwanazi. Let me respond. Let me start with General Mkhwanazi. I received this, I confirm. I read it, I confirm. I responded to him, I confirm. Now, I started by asking myself, what kind of a structure is this? I was alone. I think we don't have a structure like this in SAPS. Doesn't exist. Where you call the National Commissioner Sbia Kumalo, call Mkhwanazi, you don't have it. I've been working as an executive for quite some time, provincial and otherwise. You can't call a meeting like this. I couldn't call it.
So why did you ignore it? Because there is no such a structure.
I'm not complete. I haven't completed my response. Okay. I took a decision that I wouldn't call a meeting like this because I wouldn't know what do I call it? It can't be done. You can't do so as a minister. You can't. As a matter of principle, you can't do it.
Even if it raises clearly serious concerns. Why couldn't you tell him, okay, Mkhwanazi, I'm not going to convene this meeting that you request because there is no such a structure, but I will meet with you. I will talk to you. You tell him you will revert, but you say, yeah, you will revert at some point. And the point is you never did.
Now, read the first paragraph properly. It says, please forgive me for writing this message directly, but I feel I must respectfully request a meeting in order to deal with internal issues within our organization, which affects me and my family, and has a potential of destabilizing our crime-fighting efforts.
Yes, a very respectful meeting. It doesn't, it's not a demand. He's
Now, let me
requesting
respond,
the meeting.
Senior Counsel. I'm saying as a matter of principle, I couldn't convene a meeting like that where I invite Brown Mkhwanazi, who is outside the organization, who is not part of internal organization if our organization means SAPS, which is my interpretation. Then I call somebody and say, come and let us discuss internal issues. But secondly, General Mkhwanazi says there are matters that are affecting him and his family. Now, what I wanted to do, I wanted to have a meeting in terms of response here, to have a meeting with him alone to say, what is the aspect that affects you and your family in the work of the organization and so on, before I could convene a meeting. But generally, on this one, I wouldn't do so. I wouldn't invite Mkhwanazi in a meeting where I'm meeting the generals of SAPS.
So why, Minister, why didn't you just tell him? I will revert to you, but you should know. We cannot discuss matters of the importance that you raise with private third parties or private citizens. So yes, I will call a meeting, but it will exclude Mkhwanazi or anyone else that's not an officer that serves in the South African police.
That would
have been a better response.
It would have come in a meeting that, when I rationalized properly after responding to him, that no, the best thing to do is to call General Mkhwanazi alone, and we meet and we discuss this to say, in order to respond with integrity on the WhatsApp, there must be a particular way, but it would definitely exclude Brown Mkhwanazi. But I want to have a meeting with you alone so that you can give an indication of what you want me to discuss. That's what happened. Now, so as a principle, let's separate that. But my thought was I would have a meeting with him so that he could take me to confidence to discuss this matter. Now, this message came on the 5th of April. Okay. But by the 5th of April, a lot of other things had already happened, and they happened, even though I responded in the manner that I responded. And I meant to respond properly to General Mkhwanazi in terms of just respecting that he sent me an SMS and I undertook to meet him. But in the meantime, parallel to those things, a lot of things happened. Now, let me come to those things. Firstly, when I wrote a letter, I mean, when there was a leak on my letter, and General Mkhwanazi, this letter, these directives landed on him. He responded in a particular way. And it was either on the 2nd or 3rd of January. That is before this WhatsApp came. When he responds to the Chief of Staff, one of the things that the Chief of Staff did was to phone me to say, Minister, General Mkhwanazi is in possession of the letter. Apparently the letter leaked and so on, because I heard it from him, Chief of Staff, that there was this letter leaked. So it says it leaked. Oh, okay. Then he says, hey, but Minister, he's very angry. He's angry about what? About your letter, not about the leak, about the letter. How is General Mkhwanazi angry about my letter to the National Commissioner, which has been leaked to him, but it is going to the National Commissioner? I, Minister, is very angry. Oh, so what is he saying? There's, well, a number of things that came, but I'm going to just summarize.
This is Kabini.
Kabinda talking to me about his conversation with General Mkhwanazi in response to my letter, to the leaked letter.
And when is this? This must be in early January.
It's early January, Senior Counsel.
So this is before the SM.
It's before this.
The meeting.
Yes. It says it's angry. Okay. Further to that, he is saying the minister must withdraw this letter. He's talking to my chief of staff. Withdraw the letter. Yes, the letter of directives. Why? He is angry. He is angry. That was the running message to me. Oh, okay. Let me just pause and think about anger and say something about anger. When you are angry about a particular situation, my take is that there could be somebody else who is also angry, but you may not be in touch with those people or that person. So you may not know the weight of anger of the other people in relation to your weight of anger. So it's just a natural thing that will affect somebody's feelings and you'll react in a particular way, but it can't be policy of a country. It can't instruct, it can't guide the minister that somebody is angry somewhere because of what, and then you say you must shape your thoughts according to the anger of somebody, because somebody else may be less angry or even more angry.
Yes, sir.
So it's a very difficult. So let me go on. So it says angry. Okay. And it says withdraw. You need to withdraw.
That's what Kabindi tells you.
That is what Kabindi tells me.
Mkhwanazi.
Withdraw the letter. It's quite strong. Number 3, I'm in a long conversation over days because I'm summarizing. He then says beyond that, if the minister doesn't withdraw, there's going to be a fight back. A fight back. And I underlined that term. It means that it would be a fight back directed to me as the writer of the letter. A fight back. Why would General Mkhwanazi want a fight back? What attack? What's the war about?
We had a taste of it on the 6th of July.
Pardon?
We had a taste of it on the 6th of July when he had the media briefing.
On underlining that fight back that he is said to have mentioned as a term to Mkhwanazi, I then said, well, let's see, Chief of Staff, just watch the space and see what's going to happen. And if you want me to jump to July, I would say to you that event of July was triggered by my letter of the 31st of November, because I didn't know what the fight back would be about, what it would entail, what form it would take. But it did inform me about what could be his feelings and intentions to fight back. That minister has written directives to the national commissioner, and a provincial commissioner wants a fight back, and that he wants the minister to withdraw the letter. And one of the things that was racing in my mind, how does this affect General Mkhwanazi to a point where he would say he wants there's going to be fight back? But let me pass that because we need to move. faster.
Yeah, because this is what Nkambindi tells you. This general is very angry. He's talking about a fight back. He wants the directive withdrawn, and then.
So I'm moving on.
Yes, and then are you still trying to contextualize your response or lack of response to his WhatsApp on the 4th of April, which is what I asked you about? He requests this meeting.
When I responded to you, I said before and after he wrote the letter, there were a lot of other things, and I'm outlining those. Okay, I'm not trying. I'm doing so. So the next term that came, or information that Kabinde brought, was that he's making a lot of calls in this regard to say, have you spoken to the minister? And have you informed the minister, or have you conveyed the message? And so on and so on. But out of all these things, I underlined anger. And I underlined fight back. Now, in fact, there is a tape recording which I had requested to be made of part of the conversation of him, of Chief of Staff and Cabinet. I don't know whether they prepared it so that you can hear directly on your own that recording. I don't know whether it is.
No. My colleague, Ms. Sikalala, is just listening to it. That's why, Honorable Chair, she's excused herself. And we will play it shortly.
Are we aware of my dynamics organization? Where do we come from? What was our land back in the days? And what is going on now? More than anything, to withdraw a task team, a business investigation, and yet we have not received a presentation at the investigation officially. When I'm at least okay now, when I everything, I was saying to myself, if that's okay, say I don't think I saw any problem for now. There, I gave this funded team with a wins with a because we are now talking about operational things. And whether you can't say this doesn't work, this works. How would you get into the conclusion? In my appointment, if there's an intelligence that you have that says unali manipulation, these things, then you can justify and say, okay, before you continue, I'll name brief food once yes, but the low stop operation on its track, investigation on its track, we stop it. It's going to have some implications. So that was my concern. We check it and for me tomorrow, some officials because using some officials is a problem. Some officials of the some decision about the decision about officials say decision based on some way to apply this mind on it.
Anje nalento ke sivela kanjena kwamina ngingakamtsheli yabona nje hey isiyahlupha ngoba
yilabo sifuna umtshela khona ubona ukuthi the reason why ufuna ukumbona into njengana lezi
ngoba manje uyabona kwayena izogcina ifikile kushuthi lento ngoba sazi phela iseculator kanjani lento manje
izofika
and inegama lami phezulu manje sethi hawa usangitshela into esensitive kangaka
ilapho esefuna ukumtshela khona ukuthi ngithe mangabe ngifuna ukubona ngale ndaba le wathi wona sihlangana eCape Town umtshela ukuthi bona ndivyo nubona wataslana Cape Town. I was willing to driving the winner because there are certain things that came to my attention. But when what was in Cape Town, so within the Cape Town.
Hey. Sengimbona kusasa ngimtshele sengimkhombisa nayo lento esibhalwe kanjela. Ngaphela
isizana esayidini manje izinto.
Na izikhuluma yonke into lena as much as nawe kade uwonisha ama fight back nani kodwa le ngathi kuya exaggerate.
That's what is going to stand up.
Ngoba yabona nje angikhumbuli uthi u small boy. And manje into exakayo the real facts angwaboni lana yabona nje mekuthiwa mhlambe bekulalela ifoni amafoni ethu kufanele ngabe ubhalile la ukuthi akayiyeke lento mengabe clean noma ukuthi akakaza athathe lutho kumuntu into ezikanjalo kufanele ngabe sibhaliwe la
Exactly.
mekuwukuthi lo muntu belalela amafoni
Conversation.
Ngoba yabona lokho bengeka kushiya ngaphela ku inline ngalezi zinto ayishoyo yeah ngoba lokwe warrant awukazi ukusho
Imagine
ngazukusho uyichazile impela nje ukuthi fight back nje and I'm sure now umuonisha phela ngoba uyamazi awuqala ukumazi manje ukuthi kuzoba ne fight back la mawuzazi uclean amaphoyisa azokujijibeza.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to do. Abantu mase befuna ukusurvive nabazodana can't go down again. So that is my only worry. But I nokulungile.
Ngizoma explainela mhlambe ke mayise yithola nazo lezi zinto mhlambe uzokuthinta.
Hayi ngizozwa ngaye mina.
Soza ukuthi uthini. Then lama sengimbonile mhlambe ngizokubrief.
Yabona namanje ngisasho ngithi the biggest thing that I've been talking about angekho umuntu ofuna ukuyilalela kuze namhlanje eyokuthi abantu be-intelligence make batholakala benze into wrong akumelanga bathathwe departmentally kumele basuswe kwi-intelligence bawubekwa somewhere else because they are used to all these dirty things that is going to create a problem for the organization. For instance, bantu banema-access ama-secret state as an example. Whether uKhan, whether umuthi, whether ubantu se-Cape Town.
Utiyo.
Ukuthi kunezinto ababa-involve ngazo during their line of operations. Othola ukuthi zi-involve ne-leadership political. Izinto abangathi mase be-desperate ukuthi thina we can't go down alone. Bagcina sebezi-expose. Bayisho kudala le. Amanye ngisayisho ukuthi akasuswe abasuswe one moment ethi umuntu wenza into wrong nende into eqhamuka ku-IPD le recommendation yabo khanda ayiqhamuka ku-IPD okay i-IPD siqhamuke nento so nto sekususa sokubeka somewhere else by so doing even though the departmental thing yakhona must just die webona umshifta kwi-department emaphoyiseni umsuke kwenye or umsuse emaphoyiseni umuze kwi-department yazi ukuthi umdluli ngaba endishela kanjani into khona
wenza njani
kanjalo usithola kanti usithola lokungena nje umdluli kunale standard esikhona ngesipende yenza so lo muntu uthanda u-president umthatha ukuthi akaresign emaphoyiseni umu-arrangele kwi-state security ukuthi kumfake secret operation state security. Ayosebenza as an agent. By so doing, upresident uzobahave ukuthi still around. The public behave ukuthi akasekho emaphoyiseni. Bethu depend ngomdluli. Bamsusa kanjani ngoba eventually kugcina ngene ejele. So nala It's the same thing isho. Bonke labantu abafisa ama-disciplinary steps kwi-crime intelligence bengamelanga bathathwe. Bengafanele ukuthi mase kuthola evidence ukuthi kune-misconduct so kuthiwa umuntu akasuse. Angaphele lo msebenzi asuswe nje. Whether ususelwa la maphoyiseni or usiwa kwi-defense intelligence usiwa kwi-state security. Laba basamdinga bangamthoba sangamsebenzisi in another field. Uyabona nje mina personally ngiyazi relationship ukhana nayo no Julius. Ngiyayazi ukuthi how close are they. Ukuyetafuleni was not by mistake. Yabona so umbuzo ekutheni-ke ubani aba-influencer bangabe se-face of music and usupport ubani for i-defense yakhe. Badefende umuntu efanele bamdefende yini.
Exactly.
Bese kuzoba usibiya nawe nezakhe ufuna history yakhe naye. Kwafa abantu eZimbabwe lapha kuthiwa rendition ngemva yabo usibiya.
Hayi ke ngane.
So ziningi inkinga ezikhona. So into ebalulekile nje ukuthi mina okwami ukuthi boss
Is it disrupted or that is where it ends?
Honorable Kim.
Chairperson.
Yes.
Chair.
Mr. Stoller.
Afternoon, Chair.
Yes. Is that where the material ends?
Yes, Chair. I've listened to the audio. I think I should give you and the honorable members two options.
Yeah.
You choose either I interpret it consecutively, which I do not recommend for you. Consecutively, it would mean I listen to a particular portion, interpret it, replay, listen to another portion, interpret it, replay, listen to another portion, and interpret it. The reason being that this is a two-way conversation between two people. Or else I do it simultaneously. The sound and vision official there by you plays it just continuously, and I just interpret up to its end.
Okay. Hold it there. Honorable members, do you want a consecutive or simultaneous interpretation?
And Chair, on the second option, I am not sure if the member will be able to hear me and the audio at the same time. Because one might override the other.
Sometimes because of frustration.
Okay. Did you hear what Mr. Stoller is saying, honorable members? Mr. Stoller is giving you two options. The first option is that the video is played, the audio is played in parts and then followed by the interpretation of what would have been said or of the conversation. Or we allow him to say, you have listened to the video. I have also listened to the audio. I have also listened to the audio. This is what is being said. So he wants to know from yourselves, which option do you prefer? Chief Whip.
Excuse me, Chair. I don't know what happened. The part that I was looking for is the part that they are referring to in the conversation, but it's not playing directly, where there seems to have been a threat that if I know I am clean, including the period when I was premier in KZN, then I must then go on with the disbandment. So there was that part. So I don't know whether he cut and started later or something in the tape, but that is one that I wanted more, because to me that was a threat.
Did you hear it being?
I didn't hear. What I hear is them referring to it, to say when we were talking, and then somebody seems to have overheard us and recorded us. There is something that they should not have missed, those who were recording us.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2.
So
they merely are referring to it, but they are no longer talking to it. So I don't know whether it is part of the tape.
The material that is being played here is the one that you submitted yourself.
Yeah, the one that was playing is just part of it, but not specifically where there is a threat, which was my intention. To add on the kind of conversation that went on. And it was the last one, that one, for now.
Okay. Where on the audio is that part? Is it towards
it seems to be before. He can tell us where, but I'm saying if he hears us, there's a part where they seem to have discussed, or where General Mkhwanazi seemed to have said, if Minister Mkhunu knows that he is clean, he must then go on with the disbandment.
Yeah. So
that is the one.
What we need from you is guidance, so that if that part is to be played.
Yes, that's the only part that
Ministerial must know.
Yes.
Where on the audio must he locate that? Is it at the beginning of the audio or towards the end of the audio?
Yeah, it sounds like it is before, from what he played. And that would have been 1 minute or something like that, and then we close.
Okay. Honorable Malim.
No, Minister, what we're asking is, if this thing is 12 minutes, if it's 12 minutes, from which minute does it start, that portion? Because in the consultation with your lawyers, you would have emphasized that, and they know from 3 minutes to 4 minutes, or 5, 7, which part of that? Because we want him to go straight on that one.
I really wanted, I thought that I had put the request very, very clearly that it is the part where he says, if the minister knows that he's clean, including when he was premier, he can then go on. That is the part that I wanted, because I had already conveyed the others, like anger, like... that part,
let me stop you.
I think it is before this one. It will be less than 3 minutes.
The guidance that we need is that the video, the audio has played for a particular amount of time. So when you were listening to the video, the part that you want heard by this ad hoc committee, where do we locate it? I see your team is trying to help you there. Yes.